How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight we're going to be continuing on with some more development on No Place Like. As usual, I'm not really sure what exactly we're going to be doing. However, well, as we start delving into issues and whatnot, I'm sure that'll all become clear. So, without further ado, let's do it. I just got to fix one thing on the stream because I'm a streaming noob. As you'll notice, the music player is not showing the right things, and it always likes to do this every time I start my stream. I don't know why, it just does. Let's hold it on here. And now we know what song is playing. All right. So without any further ado, let's get at it. Set up GitHub and go to the repo, and we can find some issues to dig into. Also just gonna check the latest commit on master just to make sure I'm not missing anything on my local machine. And plug in my phone so I can keep track of the Twitch chat and have a good old conversation with all y'all. Alright, so let's get Twitch open. And look at that, knows exactly what I want. There we go. Alright. So it looks like we could add a dynamic credit scene, abstract the level logic into its own extendable class. Oh, you know what? That's what we were doing last time, and we didn't quite get it finished. So let's start with this. Should probably self-assign that, but yeah. Moved it to to-do apparently, but it should be in doing. So let's head over to just put it in there. Or it isn't doing. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the whole idea with this ticket issue, whatever, is that we want to have the class for levels. Levels being like a generic level. We want that to have its own class so that we can extend our actual level classes from that generic level class instead of extending directly from the scene class. And what the benefit of that is that we can have a lot of initial configuration and that sort of thing built into the level class so that there's a lot less we have to do in the actual level classes themselves. And then creating levels just becomes a pretty simple process of, you know, do you have a tile sheet? Do you have a tile map? Do you know what character you want on your level? Do you know what the background color should be? If you know all those things, it's just basically a configuration file and you're good to go. So anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna check the levels real quick. Yeah, it's a little loud, I thought it might be. So let's just take this down a notch. And I think that didn't really do anything, which is interesting, but anyways, just take that down a tad. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so let's just check the status on this, my local call. Ooh, Lord. We changed a bit, apparently, and it's all uncommitted, so... Well... yeah. Best get at it. Just have a look at what... Oh, that's going to be a big map file. We don't want to look at the diff of that. That'll be humongous. Let's look at the diff of... Actually, a lot of those are map stuff right at the start. So we want... index. Wait. That's just renaming to Africa camp level. Okay. Oh, yeah. So yeah, this is where we changed the Africa Actually, we deleted the Africa camp scene technically. We renamed the file. And okay. Oh, right, and the new one would be untracked. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, I guess, alright. Let's boot up our dev server. Hands are so dry today. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Hopefully we don't have any exploding errors right off the bat, because that has crashed the stream on a few occasions now, and I don't want that to be the case this time. And it looks like we've just got a 404 on our favicon, but otherwise we're good. Yeah, right. Okay, so what we were trying to get accomplished last time was just getting a... I call them hit tests because I come from the world of Flash, but effectively just some collision detection working between us and that right there. So I'm just going to close that so it doesn't crash everything, but looks like we sort of have it because it's erroring when we touch the fire. It's weird, this should be something that's quite easy in Phaser, but it was giving us quite a lot of trouble last time. Excuse me. I'll just give this a minute to... I'm already caught up, okay. Yeah, so... I'm just wondering... Now that I have fresh eyes and a fresh thought process on this, I'm thinking we could test... Yeah, because this is the line in question that wasn't working right here. This dot physics dot add overlap. And I just had a thought as to why it's not working, actually. So, could be the case that it's not working because maybe we are checking for physics objects that are overlapping, when in this case, our little fire actually isn't a physics object, because there's no physics being applied to it, right? It's just a static object. So in that case, I would think the syntax would be something like this, just this dot add overlap. No idea if this is gonna work. What happens in our function? We don't even have it anymore by the look of it. What is it? What do we call our function? This dot warp, okay. And some of this is gonna have to be abstracted to out of this level class again, because this is getting kind of specific to our Africa camp level again. We're kind of doing two things at once here, but anyways, I thought this part would be simple, so that's why I thought we could get away with that. But let's just log touching the fire. Now it looks as though we've already got a hit test kind of working in here, but I think that wasn't working quite perfectly either for some reason, so let's comment it out for now. Welcome viewers, hope you're doing well today, tonight, whatever. So let's see if it works. No compile errors, that's a good start. Just gonna reload that with the console open, and we've got a bazillion errors already, so let's just get out of there before it crashes. Oh, actually it would be helpful to see what those errors are though, wouldn't it? So, alright. Thanks, E-Man. I've actually had this hair for a while. Yeah, okay, so that add overlap is not a function, that doesn't work. But thanks all the same. I just always wear a hood. Anyways, so apparently it's yelling at us because this add overlap is not a function. Which is a bummer, because that sort of defeats my theory about maybe it being because it's not a physics object, so let's try and add that with physics again, and it probably won't work, but, well, anyways. You're busy right now, man. Yeah, no worries. Do what you gotta do. I'm still just trying to get this collision detection working. We are doomed. Oh, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. Oh, you mean you're doomed at work? Oh, shoot. Okay. I hope not. That'd be a bummer. Just super busy with still with that JSON file you were telling me about, the 30,000 line JSON file. I certainly hope not. Yeah, So that overlap function isn't working. Otherwise, we'd be seeing stuff in the console right now. So that's what we got to keep doing. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I really don't know why physics overlap isn't working, but like unless it has something to do with the way we're adding this, but I'll bring up that example that we were using for that again. Yeah, by the way, sorry I didn't get on streaming last night, E-Man. I was just really tired, and I honestly slept right through past the beginning of my stream, and then it was already too late to start streaming, and I was like, well, I don't know if anyone would appreciate me starting super late, so yeah. We want physics. Physics. Arcade physics still, although we are going to be changing that as much as I want all this to be working. We are with arcade physics. We are going to change it eventually, but not right now. Not for our MVP, I'm thinking. So I think what we were using was, I really don't remember which one we were using. Larger bounding box? No. Move to? No. Remove collider? No. World controls. No, I don't think so. Oh, sprite overlap group. Hello, this is one that we actually didn't. Oh, that's funny. Your health is going down, and what? You have to collect these, I suppose? Yeah. We're gonna die. Rip. Health rip. Alright, let's edit this. Have a look at what they're doing, because that is actually a little closer to what we're trying to do, in a sense. Because it is, even though it's one flame, one fire, it is kind of coming from a group in a way. Okay, sorry, my hand is just driving me crazy. I gotta get some moisturizer for that. I'll be 1 second. Alright, so alrighty. Okay. Don't have moisturizer, but I do have polysporin, and my hand is pretty savagely severe, so this will gonna have to do. Oh god. Alright. Sorry, this isn't exactly what I wanted to be showing off on a live stream, but I don't know. Make do with what you got, I suppose. Anyways, yeah, this is a little closer to what we were wanting to do, so there's a chance this might actually help us a little better. So they're creating a static group. And they're then immediately grabbing the children from that group and, okay, randomizing the position of each one. Cool. Refreshing the group, which I think is just something you have to do to get WebGL to work properly. Could be wrong on that, but anyways. Creating the health text, getting the cursors, and right here, adding the overlap between the health group and the sprite. Oh, that's interesting. They have a different order of parameters than we do, so there's a chance we were using that wrong. Oh, actually, no, they don't. No. Health group, though, so that's their static group. So let's say this.mc for our sprite. Then our group will be, in this case, portals. Although it's not, is it? Because it's not a group, it's just an array of sprites, technically. Shoot. Really, for the life of me, can't remember what example we got this function, this create from objects function, but try and find it. It would probably be under tiles if that exists. No, it doesn't. Let's just Google the function. Sorry, we've already divulged into Googling stuff, Googling functions and whatnot, but that's what we gotta do to get this to work, I'm afraid. Create from objects. You know what, why don't we just get the modular scene online, then we can work on a hit test after that. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. It's already actually fairly cleaned up, so oh lord, I was really testing a lot of stuff here. This is what was working. This is the version I did actually get working, was the intersex version. So actually, you know what, why don't we just get it working with that and then push that code online. Then, you know, we've got something. So this is how that worked. We were checking the overlap between the two sprites. It seemed as though, to me, it looked like it was kind of a little further apart than it should have been when they were overlapping, but it was working. It was detecting it. So that we don't need. Actually, we don't need anything in here. We just need to change the scene. Or you know what, for now, let's just console log. Touching fire, good. And see if this works now. Whoop. We just changed the name of the function, that's all. Instead of hold teleport, it's teleport. And there you go, touching the fire when we are touching it, not when we're sort of not, more or less not. It's, like I said, it's a little bit, it's almost like the bounding box is a little too big, but it does work, so let's just place it back at the very end of the map like we had it. Then should be good to go. Get this online, and yeah, you know, we can move on to something else. We can deal with proper collision detection later in a different stream. And synfig. I really should. Oh shoot, not synfig. Oh dear. Crap. Hopefully that does nothing and it just doesn't work. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Yeah, here, we just need to move this. This guy needs to go over here. Just like that. And actually there was one other tiny little thing I wanted to fix up that I noticed. Right here, we don't have a grass layer, and it should be on the solid layer. Isn't it? Oh, because it's locked. Boink, just like that. Now we can lock that down and save the whole map. And export it as JSON. Yes. Right. Oh, and Synfig is opening after all that. Yikes. Okay. Just gonna close out of that before any hecticness happens. And alright. Oh crap. Hecticness just like that. Hands of undefined. Aye. Alright. What the hell was happening there? That's my new question. We got the new Africa camp and then suddenly it decided to explode again. Oh dear. Alright. Cannot read annons of undefined. Level line 104 apparently. Level line 104 doesn't exist, of course, because it was the compiled version of level, not. Hey, ay, 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 ay. Oh, I know what it is actually, I just thought of it. It's because this ID always changes on us and we have to specify it for some reason. Well, I'm sure there's a good reason, but it is a little frustrating that it changes every time and you have to go and get the ID every single time you move something anywhere. You'd think it would just copy the same ID, but anyway, here we go. Should be problem solved. Okay, so the ID of that object is now 9. Close without saving. We were looking for 8, so change that to 9, and hopefully this will get us out of that explosive error. Yep, that got it. Cool, so our fire's not there anymore. Let's just confirm that it is at the end of the game. I would really love to fix those lines, but I really don't know what causes them, and it's also an inconsistent error, so sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, which makes it even more fun, as every debugger is well aware. Alright, get up here. Oh yeah, come on. Get all the way up here and off the edge. Now on our little tricky bit here. Doop. Doop. And there it is. There's our fire. Cool. So it is in the right place. All is well. I think we're good to get this online. Because this does, we have mostly more or less solved. Well, actually, I think it would be good to clean up some of this logic as well. Although we can get what we have online just so it's up there, but then yeah, we need to do a little further refactoring, I suppose. Actually, I can't even remember. What did we decide we were doing before? Were we still doing the... Yeah, we are doing the teleport. Okay. So let's include the teleport in here, but refactor it a little bit such that we don't have any specific Africa scene logic. Am I leaving? No, I'm not leaving. I'm just... I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm tired. I keep forgetting what it was I was doing and then trying other things and then coming back to it, but it's all good. So what I'm thinking is I don't think our I don't think we want an update function in our level, so to speak. I think it would make more sense for that logic to live in the individual classes. Something like this. So we've got a create function, now we have an update function. We can do all the hit tests and custom logic in here, I suppose. Although now I just realized I'm looking at this and we actually have quite a lot of... It'd be great if we could specify... I don't know that we can do that though, shit. I'm way too out of it for this, this is tough. Whatever, okay, so anyways, in here we'll have our teleport and check overlap. Now that's everything we need, more or less, for that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we could just although map isn't, I guess we could set map so that it's instead of instead of a local variable, it could be whatever the hell that's called, I don't know. This dot so then the map should be accessible outside of here. This refactor might need to be further refactored in the future, but that's okay. Again, we're going for MVP with this project. This is minimum viable product. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's good if it's set up such that it's easier to work with in the future, but again, there's always going to be iterative changes and fixes and additions and whatnot, so yeah. Oh, and that we're adding our warp portal in the container too, just to make things even more annoying. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need a better system for this. Again, I don't know. I'll get something working, but it's not going to be pretty, I'm afraid. So where... yeah, that's where we're defined. Okay, so this logic we can lift out of here. Actually, all of this we can lift out of here. Should in theory be able to place it in the create function of this, our level. And then this is probably going to explode, but okay. I guess we're also going to have to do this, but then we're going to move this, but we're also going to have to make it so all the layers are accessible outside of the base level, which is again annoying, but although, you know what, that is actually me being kind of lazy, because originally I was thinking it'd be good to have a system where even the layers were dynamic, but then I scratched that idea because I wanted, I don't know, probably just because I was being lazy. So let's go like this, make all these this dots as well, and any place that we're using it, we of course have to change it as well. Collision tiles, where's that being set? Oh, that's something we're passing in, that's from our constructor, or not our, through our whatever, our arguments. This dot solid layer. And then I don't know, I suppose we decide the layering in our actual, although, you know, that is actually a reasonable thing that you would decide in your individual level logic, would be the layering. So that's actually not absurd that we're doing it this way. It's not, again, it's not really how I pictured it, but it is fair to say that that would be kind of custom logic, so yeah. Actually, I guess we don't really need to assign that to anything because we're not ever using it. Right, so let's test this and hope that all hell doesn't break loose. Oh, we're not even running the server. Okay, so no hell's gonna break loose yet. The minute we hit this key, that might be a different story. Let's just give that a second to boot up. And I'm just ready with my JavaScript console shortcut so that if it does blow up on us, we'll know about it sooner than later. Great if it just worked. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, what's going on? Cannot read property anims of undefined. Again, Africa camp, line 5. Okay, just close that before the whole thing crashes. So we have already crashed the stream multiple times doing that. Apparently it was on line 5, but oh, line 5 of Africa camp. So of course it wasn't actually line 5. It's just the compiled line 5. God, that's annoying. It'd be really nice if they could have like a what's it called? The thing they do with CSS for that exact problem, where the line numbers don't match up. They have some solution for that with CSS, and it works pretty well. Or maybe it is JavaScript as well, now that I think about it. I don't know. Anyways, point is, somewhere here, anims is exploding, so I mean, we're using this.anims here. Are we using it anywhere in here, I wonder? Oh, yes, we are right there. So that hopefully was where it was exploding. Okay. So we gotta tell it to play the animation in our custom level as well. Let's hope. And that we would play it after placing the object, I imagine. So any luck, this will go not explode on us. Oops, shit. Oh god, what am I doing? Console, any explosions? Yes, explosions, okay. Cannot read anims of undefined again. Init scene. Let's just comment out all of our anim logic in this class and see if that solves it. Which is really just 2 places, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. Got nothing in here? Nothing in there. Alright, let's give this a shot, see if it still blows up. It's really annoying that I can't keep the error open long enough to actually delve into it, because it'll just crash my computer if it keeps running, and ultimately crash the stream, which is not the best viewing experience for you guys, so Yeah, it'd be really nice if we could figure out a way to actually show the errors a little bit longer, but it's still blowing up. What the hell is this? Cannot read properties anims of undefined. It's the exact same error, but we already changed the damn thing. Christ's sake. Except that time it said it was coming from level. Even though didn't we just establish that we don't have any references? Is it, okay, hold on. Is it compiling? Yes, it's compiling, okay. Alright. Okay. Come on, coffee, do your magic. Viewers, if you have any thoughts on this one, feel free to chime in the chat. But it doesn't help that I can't keep the error on screen very long. That's kind of annoying. Okay, I'm really hesitating to actually keep that error on screen, because the longer I keep it on screen, the higher the chance that the stream is going to crash. So like, is there a chance that we're still making a reference to the old warp portal, maybe? I don't know. I just don't understand why it's still triggering that exact same error now that we've commented out all the anim code. What if we also comment out, I don't know, this and that, and this whole junk down here? This is more or less, I mean, yeah, let's try it. Said compiled successfully. Do I believe it? Let's just do this so we can watch the compiler. Okay, yeah, compiling, it did. Alright. This still errors like crazy. I don't know what in the hell is happening. It is still erroring like crazy. What the hell is this? Oh, that's so annoying. Basically just have to play like it's the game where you stand in front of car, like you have to try and stand in front of cars or whatever. The chicken. Basically just playing chicken with our error that we don't crash the stream. Okay. I'm not gonna figure this out without reading that a little bit more, so here we go. If the stream crashes, guys, I do apologize, but there's not much I can do about this. So in Africa camp level, create okay. I mean, it's like the only two files it would be in because they're the only files we're editing, right? I just don't know that it said it updated, but it's not. I'm concerned it's not, like, okay, hold on. Let's really narrow this down. How about, so what if we just delete everything out of here but the init scene and the update function? Then over here, anything even slightly related to the animation has got to go. I probably shouldn't delete it, but let's comment it out. That already was commented it out. Commented it out. Commented all out. Then our tile set for the map. I don't think that would have anything to do with need those. That's what's adding the collision detection between our map and our map tiles and the character. And that's just map layers. I swear, if this for some reason isn't using the latest code, my brain's just gonna explode. I don't even know. You know what? Let's test if it's using the latest code. Let's just kill everything and just see if it actually works. Should have done this earlier. Okay, so in theory, this is gonna do absolutely nothing. Okay, and yet we're still getting the error. Okay, so to me that means it's not using the latest code, which means, I don't know what the hell. Let's... If I was doing something dumb like you doing it on the wrong domain, I don't know, but this is so irritating. There we go. Update of undefined. Oh, it is a different error now. Okay. Now it's a different error. I'm not crazy, right? That was showing something else before, I think. So update of undefined, which fair enough, that would be undefined now. So comment that out, save that. Give it like a full 5 seconds to recompile. Open last tab, open the console. Okay, I think we're not updating for some reason. It's still throwing that same error, but watch, I bet you, if I kill the process... Am I editing in the wrong directory or something? This is so weird. Because it should just be like an empty scene, basically, with no exploding errors everywhere. There, okay, see now it's... Yeah, it's an empty scene, but why is it not updating? What the hell? Can't be because of the errors, because that's all in the browser. It's not like, they're not compile errors. Let's throw in like one... Excuse me. Let's throw in something, just so we'll see if there's a difference. When in doubt, console log WTF in a few places. Alright, see if this does anything. Okay, that did something. That updated. So I guess let's just slowly reintroduce stuff and hope that it doesn't fall back to not updating the game. This is so dumb. Okay, so we can enable round pixels and the camera first. I mean the background color on the camera. So that should actually show us a working background color, unlike what we've currently got. Okay, yet it didn't. Oh, you know what? Look, it's not updating again. What the hell? Because we deleted those comments, so that shouldn't be there. Ugh. It's great when your environment decides to stop working on you. Just awesome. I wonder if it's like an aggressive caching thing. It might be. I've got a thought. Why don't we stop? We'll stop, not Webpack. We want package. Yeah, get rid of that host parameter, and I was just using that so I could test on my local device. We don't really need my phone. I mean, we don't really need it. We can just work with localhost, and hopefully it won't aggressively cache. I don't know. So if we see a yellow background, we know it's updated, in theory. Which we probably will, at least on the first attempt, because it always seems to work once, and then... Okay, no, it didn't even update that time. Like, it's completely not updating now. Okay, for God's sake, am I even in the right directory? Like, what is happening? I'm in the right directory. We got rid of the host. Oh, like, I don't know, man. This is ridiculous. It's not once in our entire... This hasn't happened once while we've been developing this game, and now it's just, like, rampant. Seriously, viewers, if you have any idea what's going on, this seems to be like a Webpack issue or something. Am I editing the right... I mean, we know I'm editing the right one because we've already seen output change. Oh, God. I really hope this whole stream doesn't turn into me just debugging my environment. Yeah, I have saved the file before. Oh. Although, did I save it that time? Good question. Alright. I could be just getting mad at nothing, but yeah. Still, it seems to... I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It seemed to be doing some weird stuff before. It wasn't just about saving files. I'll show you what I'm saying. Like, there's a good chance it's going to update once. But then the minute we actually change anything for real, it'll reload the page, but it won't actually push our changes through. That's why I was thinking it might be a caching thing. So again, if we see... Okay, so no yellow background, but it's not changing the screen to yellow. Although that could potentially have to do with our code. That could be... so here... What if we just change this to like... I mean, okay, well, let's test something that was working previously, because for some reason this background color wasn't working, but... So like in our init scene, which is still getting called, should be still getting called. Let's go console log init. So watch, we save this, let it reload, and it was called. Okay. Let's just add a new console log every time so we can see if it does start doing that again. Added pointers. Okay, added point. Okay, it seems to be updating now, so something in there fixed it. Emmanuebs, if it really was just me not saving the file, thank you for that, but I'm really sure there was something weird going on there. We add our MC class. Oh, and it actually does have a white background now. That's interesting. If I change that back to yellow, does yellow, can we use color words? I'm just curious. Well, that didn't work, but I wonder if I can get that original yellow we were using from before. Let's just look at like the code here. I don't know. And we don't even have a game scene yet. Whoops. A bit too far back. Or I could just get a new yellow. That's probably better, isn't it? Something like that. Think you're tired? I'm tired? Yeah, there's a chance. I don't know, man. I've been out of it for like 3 days now. I don't know what it is. There we go. Pleasant kind of yellow for the background. I wonder if that'll actually work now that we've changed it. Anyways, okay, then we add in our map and our tile set. Let's just add bigger chunks back in. I think Emmanuel, you might have been right. I might have been out of it. I might have been, this could all be on me. The collider and the follow. And in theory, that should have a working name at that point. Yeah, okay. We just don't have an update function. But that's because we should be calling that in here. Maybe this is where the errors were coming from, now that I think about it. Nope, okay, never mind. That's alright. Okay, so game is working again. And yep, it's all looking pretty normal. Except that we actually have the yellow background now, which is cool. And I'm gonna try and add things like this. See if we get the layering working now. Okay, so the background color did go away. I was kind of expecting that, but because that was like, that's an old bug that we've had for a while now, but the point is the layers work now, so the cave is behind me. And now really the only things left are adding the portal animation from our objects layer. Let's try it. I get rid of that comment because it's not really true. And if this does in fact throw an error again, at least we know that this is what's causing it. Didn't even throw an error. Alright, cool. Let's just get to the end of the map, and with any luck, we'll have a little working fireplace. Little fire pit, whatever. Yikes, this has gone off the rails. Cool, let's get up here real quick. I swear this is how it goes for me sometimes when I'm tired. I just get literally nothing done and go backwards, if anything. But whatever, it has to happen sometimes. Alright, cool. So that is the fire. It's working. And the layering is all correct. And it's at least in a different file now, so that's something. So now we can add in our collision detection, but this time we'll add it in the Africa camp level scene instead of in the generic level scene, because all this logic should be generic to any level. And alright, so check overlap and then this dot teleport, and in this case teleport is just going to be logging that we're touching the fire, but yeah, it'll work. It's gonna work this time, I swear. No exploding errors, good sign. Alright. Now if this logs that we're touching the fire, it means we've done it and we've actually moved the logic into our level scene out of our base level scene to keep our base level scene generic. It should be good. Let's see. And look at that, touching fire. It works. Walk away from it, stops logging. It is still a little bit too... It's like a little... Again, it's touching... The range on it is a little bit much, but at least it works. Cool. Alright, that works. So, we're good to... what was the last thing? Okay, yes. So now we can... We've already made a map for our other worlds, so let's create a new level class, this time using the a different tile set, effectively, is what we're going to do. So, open up our project, and in our levels directory, we're going to go ahead and go like new file. And I don't know, I can't even remember what we called that map. I want to say it was just called test map. So let's just call it, say, test level, I suppose. Test level. Alright. Sorry, my hands are driving me crazy. Anyway, so in our test level, it's going to be much the same as the Africa camp level, so we can put that over on the other side as reference. But we don't need geom or anything because we're not doing any collision detection just yet. Class test level extends level constructor super test level. And in our create function, we're gonna call this dot init scene, and this time we are actually going to be passing a little bit of different stuff into, a little different from the defaults, but only slightly. We'll get to that in just a minute. In our update function, we want to be calling our MC update as well. Not above layer. I don't know where the hell you even got that. Alright. Now the only thing different that we're going to be specifying for this level, different from the defaults for level, is we're going to be specifying a different JSON file for our tile map. So, or our tile map key rather, sorry, because I guess we got to preload that in as well, which makes sense. So head over to our preloader, and we're going to load in another tiled JSON file. This is just going to be test map, and it's going to, I think it's just testmap.json. Confirm that really quick. Assets and maps, yeah, testmap.json, cool. All right. With test map loaded in, we just have to specify the key, which is tile map key is test map. That's the only thing that's going to be different, and if we export default, this guy, test level, export default that, and we'll head over to our index, level from dot slash scenes slash levels slash test level. And make sure we actually pass it into our scenes array. Test level like that. And save everything, and in theory, oh, hold on, one last thing we need to change. We need to change in our Africa camp level. We're not just gonna log touching fire anymore. Now, a little more exciting, we're actually gonna say this dot, not above layer. I don't know where you keep getting that. Come on, VS Code, work with me, not against me. This dot scene dot start. Is the function? Yeah, okay. And our test level is key is test level. Cool. So now we can load up our game, and hopefully when we touch that fire at the end of the level, it'll take us to a new map. Alright. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. Pa-boom. Now we're in a new map. Look at that. That worked. I haven't explored this map ever yet, so this is kind of exciting. Oh dear God. Ah, that's all on the wrong layer. But anyways. It works. Okay. Now that's fine. We can commit everything, and yeah, 1040 already. Lord. I think this all wants to go in, really. Might be a bit dangerous, but here we go. Address is number... what number are we on? 17? Looking to be that way. Abstracts level logic into reusable class and adds test level. Git push origin Kirk 17 abstract level class. And let's head over here and create a pull request. Yikes, that was a bit of a mess, but I think all is working and well. Let those checks finish, and yeah. Alright. All checks have passed, and we did just test it on our machines and it seemed to work aside from that little bit where you fall through that part of the level, but I'm going to deal with that in a future thing. As far as I'm concerned, it works right now. For the purposes of that issue, it works. So, pull request successfully merged and closed, and head back over to the code, but it did make it to master. Yep, cool. I think tonight, guys, I'm gonna end this stream a little bit early. I do apologize for that, but I'm just really not feeling, I'm feeling out of sorts, I guess you could put it that way. Make sure I've got the latest on my machine, but yeah, I'm really not feeling so hot at the moment, and like Emmanuel said, he thinks I'm tired, so yeah, guys, I think that's probably going to be where we end this one tonight. Hope you guys had a good, I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and look forward to seeing you next time. Hopefully I'll be in a little bit better of headspace, and we can crush some stuff more than just random webpack / me being tired bugs, and yeah, move on to like more fun stuff. So catch you on the flip-flop. See you next time.